Hi, welcome to E-Money and the Boys. Flying solo again for a comic haul video. I am your host, E-Money. This was a rather large comic haul I picked up from my local comic dealer this week. He doesn't get new books. He only does back issues. The only way he gets new books is if they walk in off the street. He sells everything at a hell of a discount. What you're about to see, all these books are anywhere from $1 to $3. Some were 50 cents, some were 75 cents. A lot of what I think were a lot of good pickups. He got in last week a 10 box, a 10 long box, and I don't know, about 5 or 6 Home Depot small moving boxes full of comics. They were picked pretty good by the time I got there. He got it in last Saturday. I didn't get there until this coming. I go on Fridays. My work hours are a little weird, so Fridays work best for me to get there. But even with it being as picked as it was, like, there was a huge run of Thunderbolts, which I probably would have grabbed because I'm interested in reading it. But the Jolt first appearance was missing, so stuff like that. I know that he had, in the picture that he had posted on Instagram, I'd seen that there was a Vision and Scarlet Witch, the original miniseries. I may or may not have been interested in that. So, but again, I still think I did pretty good. So, I'm going to start off with this Wolverine versus the Hulk. It's Hulk number 8. And back in the day when this came out, I forget, it's got to be around 98, just telling by the art and everything. This was a very tough issue to grab. I think in the entire, I've been collecting for 30 plus years. This is only the second one of these I have ever picked up. And generally I get them for less than a couple of bucks a piece. So hopefully within the MCU we'll see some Wolverine versus the Hulk, and people will realize what this issue is, or that it was rare at one point. This, just because I have a habit of picking up last issues, I picked up the last issue of the Secret Defenders. For me, there was nothing else much in that run that I wanted. I already had the Deadpool issues, so I figured I'd just grab the last issue. This, I always pick up cheap Justice League, especially if I don't have it. But it's All-Star Squadron crossover, and I've said it in many videos before. Sammy's loving the Stargirl series, so I've been trying to put some All-Star Squadron stuff together to go through with him, because he's always asking me to read him comics or explain stuff. He's on a Green Goblin kick right now, so, but once the show comes back, I'm sure he'll be interested in that. I picked this one up with all the speculation on a Wolverine television series through Disney Plus. What if Wolverine had married Mariko? Thought that might be bad, and I think he only charged me $0.25 for it. So this, I stopped picking up Deadpool mostly unless it's the late issue rare stuff or it's incredibly cheap. But I knew Max needed this issue, so I grabbed this. He's a big, he likes Deadpool, he likes Daredevil, and he's seen Typhoid Mary. He and his father just watched the, what was she in? Iron Fist. No. Yes. Iron Fist. Excuse me while I argue with myself. So, and Mary freaked him out in the show, so hopefully the book will freak him out too and give me a good laugh. I know this had dropped, but I saw it for $1. I picked it up. It's the first appearance of the Anti-Vision, and it's got damage up in the corner, as you can see there. Again, later run Deadpool Weapon X stuff. I know I read this when it came out. I just For the life of me, I can't remember the story, but I know, again, these were rarer issues at one point, so I picked those up. I've been picking up, I think this is actually maybe the first or second issue, the first appearance of Dusk that I have. Again, for the price and, you know, for what was left after everybody rummaging through, I thought that might be a decent grab at some point. This I just grabbed because I never read this issue. By the later run of What If, I was kind of out of What If. There's a lot of issues that I just never cared about, and I don't even think I looked at it when it was on the shelf. But what if the Hulk had evolved into the Maestro? I love the Maestro, so I thought this would be a good one to check out. I picked up the entire series of Marvel The End. I know Thanos is out of the MCU, but Thanos has been my favorite since I started picking up comics. So there was 6, there's 5, there's 4, 3, 2, and 1. I also picked up this Marvel Comics Presents 10, because they say if you look at the original Marvel cards, Series 1, and you look at the back of the patch card, Impel or Marvel is telling you that this is actually the first appearance of Patch. Now, I'm hearing he appeared in issue 6 of this series, that Wolverine #1. I don't know all the print dates, but again, I think that this was a quarter because there's a staple out of it. So I figured I'd pick it up, and hey, you know, you never know. For the quarter to $1 that I paid for it, it actually just reminded me that I really want to go back and read the first 10 issues of that series. Now, these were some super cheap quarter all-star squadrons that are clearly have damage. This one's got a rip out of the back. But again, to go through with Sammy, these two will be pretty cool, and they tie into the issue of the Justice League that I had just gone through earlier. This is the original Venom ongoing. These were the only issues that he had left. For whatever reason, everybody bought. I mean, I understand the Scotty Young covers, and I think issue 15, the last issue or whatever, the Clayton Crane cover. But they left the Venom Wolverine. So there's 7, 8, and 9. Apparently I'm missing issue 6. Also, after the trailer dropped last week, I know this isn't a big high-dollar book, but that one, yes, this one's the first appearance of Ultimate Shang-Chi. And I figured I'd grab the second issue. This, I have a note in the back. The first Rintra. Yep. First appearance of that dude, right there. And he is supposedly going to be in Doctor Strange 2. And I know it's got some issues, but again, for the cheap, I'll grab a speculation issue. I've been collecting the G.I. Joe Silent issues, so I grabbed this one. I don't think I ever had that, or never realized that it was a silent issue. Oh, that is something else. This, since he knows I do cards, this is pretty damaged, but he threw this little Flare Ultra Spider-Man promo in. Now, I grabbed a lot of the Justice League Adventures. Again, another series I love, Justice League Unlimited TV series. This one, actually, why this one is out and by itself is because it's something that I need to read, because Captain Cold, Mr. Freeze, Killer Frost, Icicle, I mean, this cover, this just looks awesome. Let's see. Grab another stack out of the box. I grabbed Supernaturals #1. Don't even know says free Halloween mask inside. Yep, there it is. Oh, and apparently it's Werewolf by Night. It's kind of coming off, but if I wanted to take it apart, I can go as Werewolf by Night for Halloween. This is a reprint of the Thanos quest. It's pretty rough, but I'm not sure if I have this in graphic novel form. So I grabbed the collected edition, again on the cheap. This is the first series of Thanos, not the one with the Cosmic Ghost Rider. This one was the series that just ended abruptly and you never got the end of the story. But a good portion of it was sitting there. 5, 4, 2. I know I have a couple issues of number 1 because I have one. Jim Starlin was in my area a couple of years ago. I had him sign a copy of that, and my first appearance of Gamora. So there's 12, which might actually be the last issue. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Here's more of the Justice League Adventures. Now, I picked up 1 to 34 of these, so like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot. So there's 18, 31, 32, 33, 34. I picked up Fantastic Four, Atlantis Rising. I don't know if I think that's 2 and 1. Issue 11. I needed issue 2. I wanted to, again, another book I want to go through with Sammy. I have Eclipso 1, so we'll go through that. I picked this up for my brother, Early Batman Adventures, but he's a big Penguin fan, so I snagged that for him. Only 1 issue of Stars and Stripe, I assume, because he had everything. I mean, for a collection that was mostly unbagged, and a lot of the issues you can see are not mint, but he had everything really well organized, and he did all the DC crossovers. So I assume he wasn't interested in Stars and Stripes, or Stars and Stripe, but he was reading Day of Judgment. So, plus, hell, Stripe versus Shazam. Can't go wrong there. So I picked that up. I would have picked up more if they had them, or if he had them. Alright, another small stack. So, Circle Chase number 1. Circle Chase number 2. The original Deadpool. And again, I know these have all dropped, and I probably have copies of these somewhere. But at that price, I always grab them. The reprint of Superman vs. Spider-Man, I was kind of surprised that was still there. Marvel Comics Presents 19, the Liefeld cover, but more importantly, it's the first appearance of Damage Control. Justice League Adventures 25 with Adam Strange. Now, most of these, I think I only got originally when they came out, maybe the first 12 issues or so. So a lot of these I hadn't seen or didn't own. So I was pretty happy to grab a big run of it. Not that there's only 1 issue that seems to be worth a whole ton of money. But I put this together. I actually read this one over the weekend. Meet the Legion. Nice little, quick little one-shot stories. I mean, except maybe the Adam Strange one might be 2 issues. But I also love that. It's something that you don't have to get completely invested in. If you only have a little bit of time and you want to read some decent DC books. And again, yes, they're aimed at children, but they're a quick, nice little read. The art is great on them. A lot of the designs are based off of Darwin Cook, if I remember correctly. I know he had a lot to do with the Justice League Unlimited and Batman Beyond. And you can kind of see it in the style that they use for this. So these are a great little pickup if you want something quick to read, or you want something, if you have kids and you want to go over something real quick with them right before bed or whatever, read them a bedtime story. Those are great. DC vs. Marvel. This is another series I want to share with the boys. I might have the original graphic novel of this, but I wanted to have the issues back. And this is the first time I found the entire set together instead of just like issues 1 and 3 or issues 2 and 4. So I grabbed all 4. This, if you can see that, this is the first Jocasta with a Mark Jeweler insert. The condition is a little off on it. As you can see, maybe, yeah, you can see there some folds and whatnot. But he only charged $7, which I didn't think was bad. I know it's on the hot list this week, but I think I would have grabbed it even if it wasn't on the hot list. This is the 25th anniversary print of Transformers, and I don't know. I looked it up. I don't know if it came with the DVD, a figure, and the comic, or what it came with, but it was a pack-in, and unlike the Star Wars or the G.I. Joe, it doesn't hold a whole lot of value, but I don't have my Marvel #1 anymore, so now I have this to replace that with, and I'm happy with it because honestly, I just want the cover art. So somebody grabbed the first appearance, but I was able to grab the second appearance of Phantom X. I think that one was $5 because the condition's not too bad on that. So I don't remember. This was another $1 book. Always grab the weird Wizard Zeros and 1/2s and stuff when I see them cheap. This was, there were some graphic novels in there that he had cheap. So I never read the Avengers Defenders War, so I figured I'd check that out. This Daredevil 35, nice condition, only a couple of bucks. So I don't know if I'll keep that or if that'll go to Max. I gotta look. I don't think it's any sort of key issue. I don't have any notes on the back of it, but I might not have gotten a chance to look at it. This, I have the original. The original is like a magazine size kind of trade that they were doing at the time. If you're familiar with the first appearance of the New Mutants, that was the first print of this, and then apparently they reprinted in regular premium format size and embossed Venom, and this is Ron Lim, whose art I love. And back in the day, it was Ron Lim, Venom. I was in because I was jumping back and forth when he was on Silver Surfer and Green Lantern. I forget if he went from Silver Surfer to Green Lantern or the other way around, but I was getting all those books at the time and loving them, loving the art. Sometimes I like the art more than the story, but this is another one. Great story. He's Venom escaping the vault. No spoilers, because honestly, I gotta reread this because I don't remember. I probably haven't read it in 20 years, but I know I had just reorganized my bookshelves, and I had my first one, and I'm like, man, I gotta reread that when I saw it, and I've just been busy lately, but now I'll have time. Hopefully I'll have some time, and I'll be able to sit down and read this, and if not, I'll take it on vacation with me in July, and I'll read it then. All right. Just another couple of small stacks, I think, and then I'll stop boring you with my ramblings. But a cool Scotty Young cover, which I don't have. I need for my spin rack. First appearance of Kid Omega. I paid up a little bit on that one. The condition was nice. I don't remember what I paid for that. This is another Sammy pickup. He saw the Black Panther and fell in love with him. So whenever I see some cheap Black Panther books, I snag them. And I know I had the original Tales of Suspense or Tales to Astonish or whatever it was with that. I always pick up these facsimile editions, and why wouldn't you pick up the first appearance of Wolverine, or depending on if you want to argue it, the first full appearance, technically the second appearance, whatever. I'm not getting into it, but I figured I'd grab a copy of that. This is the first meeting of Deadpool and the Black Panther. There's more part of that Weapon X story that had all 4 parts. Yep, there's part 4. Takeoff of Wolverine Weapon X. I picked this up simply because of a Shogun Warrior on the cover. There's the preview issue for Atlantis Rising. And if they introduce Namor and whatnot, rumors are that it's going to be based on that story. So, fingers crossed. Alright, there's issue 30. I grabbed first Tim Drake in the Robin costume, because I think that was in the quarter box. This, which obviously you can tell is damaged, but Batman Beyond for a quarter, I'm in. Batman the Madness, quarter, I'm in. Another one that was in the quarter bin, I wanted to read. Again, late run What If. And I hadn't read it. So I will check that out. I keep saying that, and then I have a giant stack of comics that I still haven't read. I picked up this Doctor Strange because it's the return of Brother Voodoo. I don't know where he went, but apparently that's the issue he comes back. This is a beat-up copy of the third appearance of Annihilus, and I'm not going to leave that sitting in anybody's box for $1. It's just not going to happen. So I snagged that. This is the first appearance of Roulette. Wizard Ultimate Spider-Man 1/2. I just thought that was cool. I know I missed that when it originally came out. Like I said, I've been organizing my graphic novels, and for some reason in this run, I was missing the first trade of this, so I snagged that. Alright, this will be, I promise this will be the last handful. And this should be, I found the Avengers United They Stand, so I grabbed, I don't know what the complete run of this is, but there's a cool Vision issue. I know I watched this cartoon. There's more Vision in the Scarlet Witch. So I grabbed the first 7 issues. Devil the Dinosaur is in it. Moon Boy. Grab Vengeance of Bane 2. Again, just because it was cheap, I snagged it. Alright, and this might be a big run of Justice League Adventures. So there's 13, 14. Oh, that's a thick issue. 15, 16, 17, 19. I know 18 was around here somewhere. That might have been the Freeze issues. 20. There's 1, 2. That's my all-time favorite cover of the Justice League Adventures. 3, 4. Nice Starro issue of issue 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, obviously, I didn't get to bag and board everything this weekend. I had a busy weekend. There was 21, 22, 23, 24. Alright, I promised you that was the last stack. I didn't promise you that it was the last book, though. So this one, a guy had been putting stuff on hold, and then he never paid for it after months. So, as he was going through, I was able to snag an Avengers number 25. I paid $20 for it, which I think is a pretty good price. I didn't really look it up, the staples here, but it looks like it's an original binding error, not a restaple, because the staple doesn't go all the way through the book. There is actual rust, a little bit of, you can see a little bit of rust on the staple. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first Doctor Doom Avengers book, or the first time the Avengers meet Doctor Doom. I'm not positive, don't quote me on that one, but thought it was cool, thought the price was right, and each week when I'm there, I try to snag one nice Silver Age book, because he has some nice ones, and generally they're not more than $20. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this comic haul. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the haul, what you think of the prices that I quoted. If I said anything wrong, let me know that my comic knowledge isn't as good as I think that it is. Just do it nicely. I don't have a problem. Don't have a problem being told, hey, you know what? That is not the first time Doctor Doom and the Avengers met. I'm cool with it. Then I'll know. Then I'll know for the next time. But again, guys, thank you. We'll be back with more Pokemon openings and stuff during the week. Hopefully, I'll be able to start doing these comic videos, either a review or a haul. I noticed the review. I want to thank everybody who watched that for my first review on the DC Who's Who Omnibus last week. I appreciate that was so far our highest watched video. Really surprised, really glad. Hope everybody took something good away from that. But I'll stop rambling now, let you get on with your day. Thank you for taking some time and spending it with me and listening to my rambling. And as always, have a great day.